Hi, students. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. You know what? Asian brands they have been on it, especially on Black people this month, from one brand to another, not just brown companies. Now it's been from one individual Asians to another, and I am getting sick and tired of this. I mean, now look at this young man. We all will know him because I brought him here like several times. How he's been raised disease towards people that look like me, and his content has been like betting on black people and all that. You all already remember that Euphoria that did makeup for black people that looks like pain, right? How can an Asian person, I mean like an orange person in color, want to review black makeup? Makeup that is not made for him. It's not your shade. It's not your color. Why are you reviewing it? Right? Not just only that he's reviewing that, we all already knew what his plan was. The plan was to do blackface, which he did. And I am asking, why is it that TikTok is wild? His video has been up, getting so many likes, getting so many comments. And people are saying, oh, I love you so much. And oh, are you people for real? Tell me you are not for real. Because this is disgusting. Let's get into
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this Euphoria foundation shade. This is literally like if a brand put out like a purely orange shade or like a purely yellow shade and was like, here you go, Asians. The blacks of the internet are very upset with Euphoria for releasing this super dark foundation. And I don't wear makeup, but like I'm obsessed with like online beauty scandals and like drama. So like I had to get a bottle for myself. So today, let's put this on my face and see if their criticism is valid. I've always wanted to do makeup reviews, so I'm so excited. It says to put on 2 pumps, so let's see what that does for us. I even bought like an e.l.f. foundation brush. Like I'm taking this very seriously. Okay, so it's very dark, as you can see. Ooh, this shade like literally looks offensive so far. It's literally so dark. Let me get closer here so you can really see how freaking dark this foundation is. Fiona Chan, the founder of Euphoria, she really messed up with this, to be honest. I feel like it literally looks like my hair, and I feel like if I put this like in my fade, it could like make my hair look more full. Let me see. Oh my. Okay, so obviously this is like a foundation, not like black face paint. So like the undertones of my own skin are showing, but it's not because the foundation is like good. It's just because I'm extremely orange and yellow. So because the foundation is like somewhat translucent and like opaque, you can kind of see my colors show, but the foundation itself is not that. I'm literally looking in the mirror right now and this foundation looks jet black. Let's keep going. Imagine I do like the Meredith Duxbury foundation challenge with this foundation. I feel like that would look so crazy. I feel like I literally would get in trouble for like blackface at that point. I don't believe that Euphoria created this to like actually be inclusive. I think they literally created this just to be able to say that they have the darkest shade, but like they did not even match this with like any real humans with like real skin. And I like feel bad for Euphoria, but like Fiona desperately needs to like hire like a better like PR person and like product management person. Like, girl, please. This is Euphoria's darkest foundation fully applied on my face. The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this Euphoria foundation shade. This is literally like if a brand put out like a purely orange shade or like a purely yellow shade and was like, here you go, Asians. Euphoria actually tried to like one-up Fenty by saying like, oh, our darkest shade is actually darker than Fenty's darkest shade, because they know that like Fenty is known for being inclusive, and so they thought that like if they released a shade darker than Fenty's darkest shade, they could be considered like inclusive as well, and they could like be free of like the cancellation that they received like months ago when their darkest shade was like super light. But I got Fenty's darkest shade, and look at how nice this shade actually is. One sec. Removing half my face. I'm dedicated to this video. I literally went to Ulta and bought like wipes, Mother's Day stuff, and these dark foundation shades for videos. Just wiped Euphoria off my face. This is dark gray. It literally looks like I just wiped off like eyeliner or something. Okay, so this is Fenty's darkest shade. Look, okay. Ooh, it's a little bit too wet, but it's fine. New brush, because I'm dedicated to this review. I literally feel like James Charles or like Jeffree Star. And I like low-key have always wanted to do this, but like I don't wear makeup, so like there was no reason for me to like wear makeup for a video. But today, I was like, yes, a new scandal. I can hop on that. As you can see, Fenty's darkest shade, even though it is like their darkest shade, it's not black. Like it's literally a very pretty like dark brown. Don't be fooled again by my personal light skinness and like oranginess that's coming out on this side. That is not because of the foundation. It's literally just because I'm super tan and like yellowy orangey myself. But literally no one's actually like pitch black. We all have blood under our skin. We all have undertones, whether they be neutral, cool, warm. There's no such thing as like a human with like pitch black skin. And so there you have it. This is real black people skin. This is minstrel show blackface, which is not good. Don't do it. This video is just for demonstration. I don't think Lupita from Us could even like match this shade, to be honest. This was literally so fun, and I completely understand why black people are like upset at Euphoria. Like I said, it's literally if like a brand came out with like a purely orange or like a purely yellow shade of foundation and was like, here you go, Asians. Or if like a brand came out with like a purely white shade, like this color white, and was like, here you go, white people. It's a bit wild for sure, but I genuinely think that like the founder of Euphoria, Fiona, had decent intentions. I just think she like fell short of those intentions, because I really think that she like thought that she was doing something good with putting out something that's darker than like a well-known like inclusive brand's darkest shade. Like I really think that she thought that like that would help her avoid more like controversy, because her last darkest shade was so like light. But unfortunately, I don't think Fiona or like Euphoria knows culture well, and I feel like they really need to hire like a better PR person or like a product management person or like both, because I know that like someone said that like Fiona prefers like costs to be super low, and like she wants like a small team and like not have hella costs here and there, and like I get that, because I also personally hate spending too much money on like overhead stuff for like life or like for business. But like I think at this point, if she wants to come back from this, she definitely needs to do better with like PR and like product management and like social media stuff. But wow, this was so fun. It was so exciting to pretend to be like a makeup guru for like a day. But I'm definitely going to be returning all of these products at Ulta. Sorry Ulta, but like I will not be using these products on my day-to-day like routine. I did also buy like a lot of like Mother's Day stuff that I will not be returning, so I think I have redeemed myself. But yeah, thanks guys for letting me be Kevin Charles and Kevin Starr for like a day. What do you guys think of the Euphoria foundation? Let me know in the comments. The blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation.
Why are you still on my For You page? And just the FYI, we are not confused. We know that you are not a white woman. It's you the confusion. Cause I'm gonna just throw it out there. You no longer have to cosplay as a racist white woman. Here, you could just be yourself and open up a beauty supply store and be racist that way. Be yourself.
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this Euphoria foundation shade.
This man has built his entire platform on rage baiting black Americans. Look at this. I sing the N-word out loud when black people music come on, not because
black people will rip Taylor Swift and her music to shreds, and like that's somehow okay because she's like.
What I'm especially disturbed by is the amount of likes that his videos garner. Listen, I'm not American, and I won't pretend to understand the dynamics that exist within the US. However, I'm Italian and Mauritian. I grew up on a small island by the coast of Africa. And though I would generally say that Americans are just more self-aware when it comes to dog whistles, I was taught from a very early age that you don't refer to people as blacks or whites. They're black people or white people. And I'm confused because is this not a thing in the US? Because I'm pretty sure it is. Regardless, I don't understand how he still has a platform.
Is my prediction for Kevin Leonardo, because people like him seek validation and shock value above everything else. Now, obviously, if you've seen his most recent video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here, Kevin is talking about the Euphoria controversy, and of course, his clickbait was to do essentially blackface. Now, this isn't shocking to me, and I don't think this is shocking for anybody else, especially if you've seen his YouTubes. However, people like Kevin depend on shock value. And when you depend on shock value, you must up the ante every single time to keep people interested in your content. And we all know the best way to do that is to sprinkle in a little racism. But when this is all over, when this is all said and done, Kevin will be sitting somewhere, reflecting on his time on TikTok, and see that it didn't get him anywhere. This guy doesn't have brand deals. This guy doesn't get invited to the top places or anything like that. He has to rely on shocking us every single time. And eventually that shock, that pain, that zip goes dull very, very quickly. He will be washed up just like many other people who utilize shock value for their content. So do I find this offensive? Not really. I find this to be true to nature of people who don't have anything better to offer but something like this. Let me give you guys...
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this Euphoria foundation shade. This is literally like if a brand put out like a purely orange shade or like a purely yellow shade and was like, here you go, Asians. The blacks of the internet are very upset with Euphoria for releasing this super dark foundation. And I don't wear makeup, but like I'm obsessed with like online beauty scandals and like drama. So like I had to get a bottle for myself. So today, let's put this on my face and see if their criticism is valid. I've always wanted to do makeup reviews, so I'm so excited. It says to put on 2 pumps, so let's see what that does.
You know, my good friend and sister Sojia already took care of you. She addressed you directly, Kevin. So I have to say absolutely nothing. I will tag her so y'all can go see her clean this motherfucker the fuck up. Because I'm not going to say nothing. Nope. That is her policing that motherfucker. But what I am going to do, kids, is I'm going to once again, tell you to put Morgan Freeman's Shawshank on your forehead if you just stop talking about it comes out of your mouth. Nothing in this world works like that. Nothing. To just stop talking about something simply means you don't want to hear about it. Doesn't mean it's actually not happening. It just means you don't want to hear about it. Which would be a better way to, respond to racism. Hey, I just don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear it. I mean, we tell you to go fuck yourself, but we at least respect the fact that you don't want to hear about it. Because Kevin, guys like Kevin, people who think like Kevin, would like for us all to see something like what Kevin just did. Y'all saw what the end result was. Y'all saw that. Y'all heard what he said. But we're supposed to take the high road. That's what we're supposed to do. Take the high road. Yeah. You see something that blatant. Don't say nothing. Be like Martin Luther the King. When I say that America's greatest export is racism, I'm not making this up. I'm not. It's so great that no matter how long that was so long ago is, there's always a new version of it popping up. You understand, racism has had more updates than your iPhone, right? You understand that? Every single new generation. Now, Kevin doesn't realize that they don't like you either. But it's a secret. We'll let Kevin figure that out on his own. But for the rest of you, I want you to understand there is no end to racism. There isn't. There is no end to the twins, Islamophobia and anti-Semitism. There isn't. There is no end to sexism. There isn't. There is no end to homophobia and transphobia. No, there is not. There is no end to xenophobia. You understand that, right? It is a cockroach that's fucking. It's a cockroach that's fucking, and every baby that it has is born pregnant. So it fucks some more to make some more. These things do not end. Not talking about it does not help. Direct talking about it still doesn't help. Just doesn't. We could have a factory that pumps out anti-racist white people 24/7. And somebody would fuck around and fuck up the matrix. And we'd be back to square one. Like, oh fuck, we let one out. We didn't put the gears in correctly. So it's ass backwards. Now it's just being totally racist. You understand that? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But we now have the Lee Atwater way of dealing with racism. Some people are just too fucking stupid. Too fucking stupid to do anything other than regular old-fashioned, run-of-the-mill, regular schmegler ass motherfucking racism. Those people you laugh at because they're so rudimentary. I don't know how many lives I've been on where a white guy will start off with this, how come we can't heal the political divide, and da-da-da-da. Only to, within 5 to 10 minutes, bust out with you people. And once you people happens, it's inward road. Nigger road, nigger road. That's all it is. Just wait. Just wait. Those are rudimentary guys. But then there's people like Kevin, a person from a historically marginalized community, punching down. Kevin took that idea of the model minority and ran with it. Now he's punching down. But let the power structure that don't like any of us get a hold of Kevin, or Kevin say something out of pocket. You're gonna hear more fucking slurs for Asian and Pacific Islander people than you've ever heard in your motherfucking life, Kevin. You're gonna be running back here. Don't believe me? Ask Candace Owens. There is no end to these things. There isn't. And the problem with it not being any end to it is the fact that it is now more imperative to talk about it. If you have an arsonist living in your motherfucking neighborhood, he done burned up your neighbor's house, your other neighbor's house, 2 houses across the street, and you see him with a fucking gallon of gasoline and a bag of matches heading down to the neighbor's house at the end of the block, you can't just look at your neighbors while their fucking house is on fire and their cats running around here trying to put their tail out Well, if you just stop talking about the fire, it'll go away. Motherfucker, if we don't say something about this bitch, we all gonna be burned up. But there's no end. Christian nationalism is on the rise. Because people are so stupid that they honestly believed a bunch of deists called the founding fathers believed in Jeebus. And not just any Jeebus, Kenny Loggins Jeebus. Carrying an AR-15. Getting down off the cross saying, all right, which one of you motherfuckers want it first? You? You? Where's Caesar at? So I can bust some cap in his ass. It will never go away. It won't. I'm not even shocked anymore. Just not. For what? I'm gonna be shocked for. We all know it's there. Y'all gonna tell me y'all didn't notice? Y'all thought it just disappeared? There's not enough interracial fucking for that to leave. By 2050, they said that the majority of Americans will be either black or brown. Do you think that minority's just gonna take it and just walk away? Yeah, you fucking mind? Curses, spoiled again. Fuck no. And their useful Coonesian idiots are gonna be here, spreading the seeds of bullshit. And we'll have to deal with it on all fronts. At this point, the war has already started. It already has. The best you can do right now is remember your morals and fight. The Kevins of the world should have been met by somebody else from his community, telling them to take that motherfucking shit off, which is why I love my friend and my sister Soji. That's why I love her, because she did. Police, it's time to police these motherfuckers. That's what I do every day. That's why I give no black conservative any quarter whatsoever, because I'm policing my own. Because the war's already started. Now you gotta ask yourself which side you're on.
If you haven't seen by now, there's a TikTok creator by the username The Coolest Kev on here donning full blackface wearing the Euphoria Foundation shade that was caught in a whirlwind of controversy this past week. Some of y'all may actually be familiar with his content, as he's been unrelenting in his antagonistic behavior towards black folk and persons of color. His whole shtick is manufacturing controversy by saying and doing some of the most obscene things, being racially insensitive and provocative. He's clout hungry. He's a clout chaser. Hence why, in that video he just dropped, he didn't swatch that foundation shade on his hand just to show you the contrast. He painted his whole entire face in that jet black foundation. I'm not gonna green screen or stitch his video. I'm not gonna provide y'all with a historical debrief, a full deep dive on why this behavior is problematic. Instead, I have an assignment for y'all. This is a digital mass organizing effort, a campaign to teach people like Kev a lesson. I'm calling on black folk, allies, wherever you are across all four corners of the globe to participate in this action. Here are your instructions. Down below in my caption and up above, I provided his username for you. This is the same username for all his socials: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. For this action, the only thing required is an unfollow and block. Do not like, do not comment, do not share his videos. If you already did comment, delete it. This should be done for all his platforms. Yes, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Once that is completed, you can return to my comment section and comment unfollowed and blocked so we can gauge and have metrics for how well this campaign is doing. I'm thinking 2019 James Charles v. Tati Westbrook sort of like impact effect. So for that to work, obviously this video will need to spread like wildfire. You guys know how to make that happen. And should this video be taken down, you guys have my permission to repost this video on your platforms and continue spreading the campaign. It's in my black folk. We've seen so much in the past couple years, and just the past few months even. So no, there's some things you and I can't control. But this, let's have fun. Let's see what we do in the next 72 hours.
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation. I don't think Lupita from Us could even like match this shade.
Okay, so I'm absolutely sick and tired of other races using black people for rage bait and viewership. I do not care if TikTok does not push this out, because they proceed to push out this nonsense, which is blackface, because it is demonstration. He's saying all the right things, right? But he proceeds to put the black paint, because it's not even foundation, the black paint on his face, but TikTok leaves it up. Make it make sense. And he proceeds to say the darkest of blacks, with the hard S of blacks, okay, will be called out for cultural appropriation. You know what? I think I had enough. You know, usually I know, don't feed into it. I don't care. Like, this is ridiculous. How much rent do you need? Do you need a spot? Like, is money this tight that you need to be doing this for viewership? Like, and even if you fight me and try and say, oh, he's doing this for educational purposes. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's simply doing it for viewership, especially how he ends the video. Even Lupita from Us can't even match this shade. This is still racism. Like, what are you doing? And the thing is, you're a minority. It's like, what do you... Ugh. The fact that this crap gets pushed out, is able to stay up on TikTok, is ridiculous.
Like, match this shade.
Okay, so I'm absolutely sick and tired.
Report the page. Just report the page. All this talking ain't even necessary. Not at this creator specifically, but everybody that is recording, screen recording this video or his video just to talk about it. People are going to go back and they're going to watch the video and they're going to comment. They're going to watch the entire video. They're just so they can comment, oh, this makes me upset. Just report the page. That's all you got to do. All this talking, completely unnecessary. We know exactly what we have to do to get people off this platform. You just have to report their page. People do it all the time. Y'all do it when somebody make y'all upset over the smallest thing, but somebody can get on here and literally do blackface, and y'all will just get on here and rant and rave about how upset y'all are, and y'all will never do anything about it. We see it all the time. If you don't like it, you can report the page, not just the video, the entire page. You don't want him on here. He's obviously rage baiting black people because that's his bread and butter, and he know that anytime he needs some money, he can get on here and piss black people off, and every single time people fall right into it. There's somebody who's going to go to his page right now to watch that video just so they can comment and pay him.
Hold the fort. Hold the motherfucking fort. I'm telling you, bitch, I need Avengers, assemble. Assemble. Hold the fort. That little piss poor apology video he just dropped, not cutting it. Matter of fact, I'm about to record a YouTube video so I can get him up off of there too, because what we're not gonna do, that man is playing in your face. And for that reason alone, an example must be made out of him. It must be. You're apologetic, but the video is still up, sitting at 2.4 million views of you in blackface? No. Black folk, we are one of the largest creators and consumers of entertainment in the US. Your attention is profitable. Your attention makes or breaks careers. And at any moment's notice, should you give enough of a fuck, should you choose, you should be able to pull that rug, pull that attention, pull that visibility from under the foot of non-black folk who are willing to make a mockery of your pain and your trauma and your struggle. And he needs to feel that. People need to see in real time that there are consequences. There are grave, grave consequences to people who rage bait and farm engagement off of racial discrimination, racial insensitivity. Should we give enough of a fuck, there can be consequences. And so I'm asking you to give a fuck. Continue to unfollow, continue to block, continue to share that video, and we'll check in 24 hours.
So this is all I got from this, and I am not shocked, and I don't think I am shocked, because this is not his first time of coming out to do some certain things, say some certain things about black people. And the fact that he says it without even being scared is, just to tell you the hide. N-word is like nothing to him, and he calls black people blacks, and he has said so many nasty things about black people. And I am asking, why is he revealing this shade of foundation? Is this his face? Is this his skin color? Of course, it's not. And he probably thinks like, he knew what he was doing, or he know what he's doing, because he's been like, living off black people. All he does is all his content are all on black people. But this particular one is just, I mean, like, it's just disgusting. That is just very, it's horrifying, you know? How people wake up every day to, like, I wake up every day sometimes, I am like, how do they do this? Like the other Asian woman asked, is it for clicks? Of course it's for clicks. And not just only for clicks. I mean, he just does not like black people. Let's put it that way. The reality is that with all this he's been doing, I have never woken up for a day to see black people probably looking for a way to get back at him, or probably looking for a way to, you know, pull him down or make life hard for him. But I think I mean, this is the hide. And the fact that he's been doing all this, right? And TikTok allowed it because he's been on this for so long. All his content are all around black people, saying some disgusting things about people that look like me, right? But this one is out of it. A lot of people are really mad. They are saying, why did you not we knew it was an opportunity for him to do blackface, which he has fulfilled, right? Now he's going to return the makeup. I hope they chase him away wherever he's going to return that makeup. Yeah, I hope they do. He actually thought he's a plum-colored person, but it's very obvious that his skin has given him away, his looks has given him away, his eyes has given him away. It tells us that you are an Asian man. And the fact that from Euphoria to so many Asian stores, they have been doing wonders. Especially when it comes to people that look like me. And the fact that their money, I mean, nobody patronizes Asian cosmetic companies than people that look like me. So we have given them much more than enough. Black people have done much more than enough for them. But each day we wake up to see some, I don't even know what to say, but let me just reset that word I wanted to call him. Let me swallow it. But this particular one is disgusting. You all already know the assignment. I love peace. I love to preach peace. I do not like people that do not bully people. Never. But this time around, we are not going to do it. The assignment should be understood. He is not supposed to have a platform anymore. And having the platform on TikTok is disgusting. TikTok is disgusting, you know, because seeing all this and it's flying around, trust me, this video is going to be up for as much as it's going to be up. That tells you how wild it is. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.